All right, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode. Today, we're diving into something that affects all of us. The art of communication through telephone and email. You know, those two critical tools we all use daily? Think about it. Whether you're trying to close a deal or simply catching up with a friend, how you communicate can make all the difference. So let's call this episode Mastering the Communication Game.
That sounds amazing. I never really thought about how pivotal those first few words can be. When I call someone, I often just jump right in. What's the psychological impact of setting that polite tone up front?
Great question. Setting a polite tone can ease tensions and build rapport instantly. Think of it like laying a foundation before building a house. If that foundation is shaky, the whole structure could crumble. When you start with a respectful request, you signal professionalism and courtesy, cultivating a positive exchange.
Wow, that's a cool way to think about it. Like communication is a dance. Do you have other phrases or tips that work well for follow-ups to ensure clarity? Laughs.
Absolutely. Following up is crucial, especially via email. A phrase like, "Could you please confirm if you received my email?" That's a gentle nudge. It reminds the recipient without sounding pushy. Trust me, in the business world, a friendly reminder can prevent miscommunication disasters.
Oh, so it's sort of like a backup alarm clock for your messages? I can totally relate. Because there have been times when I thought everyone was on the same page, only to realize later they weren't. What experiences have you had where communication went sideways?
Oh, I have the perfect story. A few years back, I was working on a project with a tight deadline, and I assumed my teammate had received all the necessary documents I emailed. Turns out, they hadn't. Yikes! I was in a mini panic when the deadline approached. It got resolved in the end, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Assumptions can lead to chaos. Always double-check.
That's insane. So it's like communication is almost like a safety net, keeping us from falling into that chaos. Speaking of which, have you noticed how people sometimes prefer email over phone calls? What's that about?
Great observation. Many people prefer emails because they offer the chance to think before responding. It's like crafting a piece of art rather than improvising on stage. Emails give you that precious time to clarify your thoughts, while phone calls are more spontaneous. That said, some conversations are better over the phone, like when you need immediate feedback or when the topic is sensitive.
Oh, here's a fun analogy. Emails are like letters in a bottle. Great for time travel, but not always reliable for immediate answers. But how do I decide which method to use in different scenarios?
It really comes down to urgency and the nature of the message. If it's a quick question or confirmation, a phone call is fantastic. But for detailed discussions or anything that requires documentation, like project updates or proposals, emails are your best friend. They provide a record and give both you and the recipient a chance to digest the information properly.
That's super helpful. It's almost like matching the right tool to the job, like picking a hammer versus a screwdriver, right?
Exactly. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb, right? It's all about choosing your tools wisely. Just like any skill, practice makes perfect. So don't hesitate to experiment and find out what works best for you in various situations.
Haha, I can totally see myself, trying to screw in a light bulb with a hammer. Thank you for that mental image. So can we, dive deeper into emailing? What are some must-have elements when you hit send?
Absolutely. A compelling subject line is critical. Think of it as the headline of a news article. It needs to capture attention. Clear body text that gets straight to the point is essential. And don't forget a polite closing. It's like saying goodbye after a great dinner party. Always leave a good impression.
Ooh, that's a nice way to frame it. So, it sounds a lot like etiquette matters in both realms.
Oh, definitely. Etiquette enhances communication. It shows respect and helps foster understanding. And remember, if you're requesting information, be specific. It's like asking a chef for a recipe. If you're vague, you might get a mix of ingredients you didn't bargain for.
Haha. A mix of ingredients I didn't ask for sounds like a recipe for, disaster. So just to wrap this session up, do you have a final nugget of wisdom to share as we sign off?
Absolutely. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Listen as much as you speak. A good communicator not only sends messages, but also receives and interprets them effectively. So, keep questioning, stay curious, and don't shy away from asking for clarity.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for this enlightening chat. I feel like I'm, ready to tackle my next call or email with renewed confidence.
Fantastic. Thanks for being such a wonderful conversational partner. And to our listeners, don't forget to subscribe for more insights. We'll catch you next time.